Hello everybody, thanks for joining me. I'm Michelle with Stampin' Butterfly, and today I thought it'd be fun to take a little time and learn how to get your image multicolored using the Stamparatus. So let me show you the card we'll be making. We're going to use different ink colors, oops, on this side, different ink colors to ink up this image, and then we are going to make this background paper that kind of looks velvety. It is just the same color stamped on top of itself. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to teach you a little bit about the Stamparatus and a fun way to use it. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so let me move some stuff out of the way so it's not so reflective. All right, so the stamp set we're going to be using today is Amazing Silhouettes, and it is carrying over to our new annual catalog. So yay, it will be around for a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our stamp on the Stamparatus. Now the Stamparatus comes with two magnets that are super strong. So I put some duct tape around them so that they don't, if they crash into each other and you put them too close, they could shatter. So I do that to keep them protected if they do crash into each other. And you get two plates, so we're just going to use the one today. Also has a foam mat. I think this is the fancier one I bought with the grid. I think the one that comes with it is all black, but still very useful. And what you use this for is if your stamps are the photopolymer, the soft clear rubber, then that's when you use this. So since we're using orange, we don't need that guy. We're going to move it out of the way. And we are going to grab our stamp out. We should probably grab our piece of paper too. So we're going to trim it down. We're going to fussy cut it, but I want to start with a larger piece of paper. You can put your paper anywhere on here on your grid, but I like sometimes just to line it up in the corner because it won't slide around on you. And you have your magnet to hold it in place. You could also use, we have little grid paper that goes under here, and you can mark it, you know, where it lines up. So we're just going to put ours here, hold it down there, and then decide, let's see, we want to decide where we want to put our stamp. So probably off to the side. If you get too close to the corner here, sometimes it's hard to get the pressure right. And then you go ahead and press this down to mount your stamp. So now it's on your clear acrylic plate. All right, let's move this out of the way. I went ahead and pre-cut some of our pieces. We are also going to use the thank you stamp, which I don't think I brought another block. How do I always leave my blocks behind this week? All right, so we're going to set that aside, and we'll reuse the other block. So we're just going to move that over there. So when you're using your Stamparatus, I find it easier to use our little ink spot. So you can use your big ink pad, you know, and you can ink it up here. But when I'm using smaller spaces, I like to use the ink spots that come with our paper pumpkin. So let me go ahead and grab out the colors we need. So we're going to use Coastal Cabana, Bermuda Bay, and Night of Navy. So those are the colors we're going to use. And they are from various all-inclusive kits or paper pumpkin kits. Now, if you aren't a subscriber and you don't have a cute little collection, and these are also great for traveling, by the way, you can take lots of ink with you in just a small little box. But we do sell these uninked spots. So I'll show you in the catalog, but at the end, but they are uninked, and then all you would do is pick whatever color you want, and you could ink them up with our little ink refill bottles. So that's another option as well. But since I have all the colors I want, that's what we're going to go with. And what's nice is you can go ahead and, if you didn't get a dark enough image, you can restamp it and it doesn't move on you. So I think we will start with the, and I didn't double check to make sure mine are inked up well, so we shall see if they're super light. You can also re-ink these. So if you have the paper pumpkin ones, you can buy a re-inker for that particular color. And then you can go ahead and re-ink it. So they are good forever. All right. Then we're going to go ahead and putting your case under here just gives you a flatter surface when you're inking up. And then we're just going to push down on there. All right. So I didn't get the corner, so I'm going to push a little harder on that side. And sometimes when you're near the edge, that happens, closer to the edge. And that's why I went further in on my card. So let's see. We're going to push that. There we go. All right, next color, we're going to go ahead and use our Bermuda Bay. Now, they're similar colors So you probably don't have to wipe them off in between, but I'm going to go ahead and do that. Make sure we're nice and clean. Use my little chamois and go ahead and ink that up. Now, if you are here, I'd love to know you're here, so please drop me a hello in the comments, and I will greet you. All right. Also, let me know if you have any questions. I'd be happy to answer them along the way. So there we go. We've got our next color ready to go. And then we're going to go ahead and push down again. Make sure we've got some good inking. There we go. I'm going to put a little more ink on here. Set that down. Woo! My sticky. The little edges are pretty sticky on that. And let's see. All right, that looks good. I like the shadowing. And then, oops, let's clean it off. Get our chamois back out. And we will ink it up with the Night of Navy next. And you could always go back too and add more color to a layer. So if you wanted more overlap, you could do that. And then I like to use that to just kind of push down a little. There we go. All right, I think that looks good. Now you'll see I have these little spots. So when I get my little ink spot from my paper pumpkin, I punch out a circle of cardstock that matches it and label it. That one's really dark. You can't see Night of Navy, but like on this one, you can see it says Bermuda Bay. That way, when they separate, a lot of them are pretty dark and it's hard to tell what color they are. So at least you know what lid goes with it, especially if you're using it in a class and people are mixing and matching things. So hopefully I don't have too inky fingers. Go ahead and clean that off. And we will take out that guy. Looks like we have a little more ink on my plate, so you can just wipe them off and close it up. Then we're going to move it out of the way. So next step, we're going to, oh, you can see I got a little blue fingers. I touched my chamois in the inky spot. All right, so now we're just going to fussy cut this out a little bit. And it's easier when you move the paper than the scissors to get it to fussy cut. And I'm not a big fan of fussy cutting, but this once in a while it's kind of fun. Some people love it. I'm not a super crazy excited person about trying to cut all these little wiggly things. But at least it's just kind of an uneven area, so it's not too bad. And it goes pretty quick. So we are just going to trim all around the outside of the tree. And I do love these little tree images too. I'm going to move that out of my way. It's crashing into my fingers. All right. And we will keep on trimming. All right, let me know if you have questions. And my Night of Navy, you can see, is really light colored. It probably needs to be re-inked, but I kind of liked that look of it to be a little bit lighter. If yours is really juicy, you could always stamp off once on a scratch paper and then stamp onto the image that you're doing. So let's move that out of the way. What do we need? Oh, so the thank you sentiment is from the Peaceful Moments that we're using. Let's move that. And we need some scratch paper because we're going to do a little stamping off the edge. So let's get some under here. So we'll go ahead and do this background next. And what you'll do here is you're just going to randomly take this image to create your own background, and you're just going to randomly stamp it all over your paper. So for this one, I'm going to use my juicier large ink pad. We're just going to ink it up. You can flip it over and see that it's pretty well inked. And then you just stamp down in random ways on your paper. And you just keep doing that all around your paper. You can turn your paper or you can turn your stamp. So if you want some upside down images, I'm gonna go over that. And then there's a couple little gaps here, so you know, maybe you want to cover that one up. Just do a little bit there, maybe a little there. So there you go. Now you've got like this funky velvet looking paper, which is always gives you a cool look. All right, so let's close this. Oh, actually, let's go ahead and do the sentiment. I think that's in here too. There we are. So these are some scalloped rectangles. I'm going to go ahead and borrow this block since I didn't bring another guy over here. Put the thank you on here. We are going to ink this one up in the Night of Navy. Make sure it has good coverage. If you have gotten any on the edge, like right here, you may want to use your chamois or paper towel just to wipe it off, because if you rock it a little bit, you'll get that halo effect on your image. And sometimes when you're dealing with a smaller stamp, it's easier to rock it. So hopefully that prevents it. And you just want to stamp down, hold it down for a second so the ink transfers, transfer back up. All right, I think that's all of our stamping. I probably should have brought a baby wipe over to clean my fingers if they don't have blue thumbprints on my cards. All right, we're gonna fold our card base in half. So this is standard 4 1/4 by 11 card base. Grab our bone folder. And then we're gonna add our 5 1/4 by 4. So that is just gonna go on the front right here. So we'll get that. Give it a little glue. And we will put that on the front of our card. We're going to use a few dimensionals, a glue dot, and then we are almost done. So see how fast that was for putting your image together with some fun colors? All right, so now that is on here. We are, where did I put my tree? I lost my tree. All right, well, let's put some dimensionals on here. And, oh, here it is. Oh my goodness, that is hysterical. It just blended right in. All right, so here we go. Put some dimensionals on this one, some dimensionals on the tree, and then we will be done with our card. Now, when you're using your dimensionals and you get to the outside edge, don't throw those out. You can trim those and use those as well. So it gives you different shape. So make sure you're saving it, using all your goodies. I mean, you get like 300 in a pack, so they last quite a while, depending on, you know, how many you put on your cards. So let's pull all these backings off. Try to grab them. I use my fingernail. If you don't have fingernails, sometimes people will use their piercing tool and kind of poke into it and peel it off. All right, let's make sure card's not upside down. That's always a plus. Put that down here. Then we will go ahead and add our little sentiment, overlapping our tree a little bit. And then we need some ribbon. So this is some Just Jade and Gold. This one's retiring. I'm not sure if it's sold out yet. I haven't looked to see. So we're just going to tie a little knot, and then we're going to fray the edges a little. Give it a frayed edge look. All right. So, quick and easy card. Now there are other ways you can use this amazing silhouette stamp set. You can use a sponge dauber and do two-tone. I have another card that I did that on that I will probably do a video for you guys later with that technique. But it's a fun way to get your image. They look pretty all by themselves too, but it's a fun way to give a different look to your image without a lot of crazy effort. All right, so let's see, we did that kind of over here. That looks fun. All right, there you have it. 2 fun cards. Let me see, I have a couple. I'll show you what the other 2 look like. So this one just uses the paper from the Abstract Beauty, and it's like a 4x6 paper, so it's super easy to trim. You just trim a smidge off and you put it on your card base, and then we use the butterfly on this one. And then this one I did that sponging technique on the edges, which I will probably do another video a little bit later for you guys on this one. But you just stamp it in one color and you sponge dauber another color that you layer onto it. So again, that same stamp set just gives you some more fun cards to do. If you did have questions on the ink spots, let me show you where those are real quick. They're kind of hidden. Tag the page for you. So if you are looking for those ink spots that are uninked and you want to make them any color you want, we also have, I think, a colored pack online. That's not in the catalog, I don't think, but there's a multicolor pack online. So these come with a pack of 5 for $9. And then you can buy a re-inker, which is, let's see, where's our ink? In any color you want. So you can ink it in any of our family colors. And the ink refills are like $3.75. I think they're going up a little bit in the new catalog because of shipping and raw materials. But still a great value, and you can get a lot of ink pads. If you're just starting out, it's a great way to get started. So let me flip you back. I hope you enjoyed that and learned a little something new with your Stamparatus. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. If you are interested in ordering any items, my website's at the top, and the current host code is up there as well for the month of, what are we in, April? I'm losing track of my days. So that is the code for April, and I hope you have a great weekend. I will talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.